Hot 97, Nessa out here, BET Awards. Legendary Jermaine Dupri. What is, everything that's going on this weekend, and obviously is huge, BET Awards. It's like the 15th anniversary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You've been in the game for a long time.
Yeah.
Why even still show up? Why care? You've done this so many times. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's some of us that owe it to the culture. Some of these guys, they don't have to show up, but it's some of us that owe it to the culture of music itself.
Yes.
And I feel like I made my space, or I made my place in being one of those people that owe it to the culture to show up, to continue to keep feeding the culture, and doing what I do, doing what people know me for do.
And I love the fact that you still do music.
I feel like I haven't put out enough music though, unfortunately.
You're crazy.
I swear to God, I feel like I haven't put out enough music because it's a bunch of places that you can go as a person, as an individual, as a producer. You just have to look at, you got to put things up on the board and actually pay attention to them. So right now I'm putting out my new record. I got a new single out right now called Where You At featuring Bow Wow. From my album, I'm doing things like I might put 3 or 4 instrumentals on my record. And I say this because another one of my idols and people that I look up to was Herbie Hancock. And he put out a record a while ago, a long time ago. A lot of people that's listening, they probably don't even know what I'm talking about. But it was a record called Rocket. And it was #1. and I think it won Grammy, right?
Yeah.
Instrumental.
Isn't that beautiful?
That's
incredible.
That's incredible, right?
Yes.
So if Jermaine Dupri put out an instrumental record and Hot 97 played it, and the rest of the world was playing the record, and then I went on and got a Grammy for it, I have gone into a world that nobody even thinking about.
I love the fact that you're also involved with the tech world. So you have, it's called 4 Lanes. It's an iPhone game.
Yes. One thing I say that's interesting about Jermaine Dupri and So Def that I feel like the culture doesn't pay attention to is that I'm responsible for bringing the youth to, I feel like I'm responsible for bringing the youth into the music industry. When I put Bow Wow, he was 12.
Absolutely.
When I put Criss Cross out, they was 10, they was 11 and 12. And I caught a lot of flack by that, right? But now I see everybody wants to be young, and every artist that comes out is a teenager.
Speak on it.
And if they're not a teenager, people are like, yo, he's too old, or you know what I mean, or yo, that guy's 100 years. People are saying crazy stuff about, like they say Jay-Z's 1,000,000 years old.
Yeah.
He's not, you know what I'm saying? But that's just because now everybody wants to be super young.
Yeah.
I was catching flack for that, right? But to say anything, the video games go along with the youth.
Right.
The youthfulness of the whole, my whole approach. So, I'm playing video games while I'm making music. That's where I come from. So the tech world has always been something that I have been a part of. I created my own social network called Global 14 as well, where kids can actually really talk to me, give me their music, and say, everybody I see on the street, they like, yo, Jermaine, how can I get you a CD? Go to global14.com and post your videos, your YouTubes, whatever it is. Post it out, hear about it. If the people on the site talk about the music, then I'll definitely pay attention to it. Yeah,
I love it. You know what? I think it was Mariah Carey who was supporting it.
Yeah.
I follow her, and I signed up, just so you know.
Please, thank you, Mariah.
Yeah. So wait, now, I saw something about Mariah. Now, what happened? You said something along the lines that sometimes you feel she might not take the music industry or music serious. One
thing that people have to pay attention to is that I am a producer. That means that you have to, and I'm going to say this in short. One day I had a session with Aretha Franklin, and she told me that I wasn't saying anything because I was like, it's Aretha Franklin. What do you do? She's Aretha Franklin. You don't say anything, right? And she got on the mic and said, yo, what are you doing here if you're not going to tell me what to do? And I was like, wow, okay. From that day forth, I knew what my job was, right? My job is to say to these artists that I work with when I see a problem or when I feel like it's a problem, I am the person that is supposed to speak up and say it.
Right.
And what's crazy is the fans, although they backfired on me when I said this about Mariah, but the fans,
we love you guys together.
Yeah, the fans, they know that I'm the person that's gonna say it to the artist. That's what I do. If the artists are taking a left turn, right?
Yeah.
I'm the person to go in the room and say, yo, the fans are saying we need to do this.
Right.
Let's do this. And me and the artist, we argue and we go back and forth. But this was not an argument between me and Mariah. And this was no shade to Mariah, nothing. Somebody asked me a question about
Right.
why do I feel like the press is always saying something bad about her?
Yeah.
And I just felt like, I just said, sometimes I think that she doesn't pay attention to that enough. So
Right.
I won't even say take her career serious enough. I don't think she pays attention to the fact that people are always saying something about her. So therefore, you have to go above and beyond so that this doesn't happen.
So how is it for you being here at BET Awards and seeing, Janet Jackson being your ex, and a tribute going on for her?
I'm a Janet Jackson fan.
Yeah.
I hope that, I think that this is the right person for them to do this. She's probably the only person that they should be honoring
Yeah.
at this award show like that. So
Yeah.
I'm happy to see that, and she got a new record, so I'm happy to see that. Jimmy and
Are
Terry.
you guys cool, or is it just?
I mean,
from
she's
afar?
doing her thing.
Right.
I'm doing my thing. I'm happy to see that Jimmy and Terry are back in the studio.
Right.
Those are idols of mine, and I'm happy to see that they're doing what I watched and wanted for me and my other artists. You know what I mean? So to see them make a record with her, is I hope it's the whole album and it's a complete package. It's a teaching to this new generation of how you're supposed to make records.
I love that you're such a fan of music. You're such a fan of the culture, and you still give back, and you love it. Like, you have your song Pull Up, you got Ty Dolla $ign, you got Migos. Like, the fact that you still do that and you care to share your knowledge with people.
Like I said, I feel like it's my responsibility.
Yeah.
There's not many people out here like me.